Welcome back to the ITSO podcast, episode 7. Again, we're going to start with an apology, like we have for the past 3 podcasts for the long delay. But hopefully, you've noticed that there's been a bit of an upgrade. We've got a better camera set up, we've got a new computer set up, we've got better mic set up.
So that sounds good.
Yeah. So let us know down in the comments below if we sound better and if you're happy we're back, or if you're just going to shout at us. Do that anyway, YouTube engagement and that.
Yeah.
So the catalyst for us today coming back to podcast is we've been quite busy in our lives as we're both adults, full-time jobs and everything. And so it's difficult to get motivation to get back into content creation.
Most definitely. Yeah.
We have a lot of ideas though, and we've had an extended period off. You're going to see a couple of things change. We're going to primarily focus on sports content on this channel. We've rebranded to ITSO TV. And I hope you guys like the new logo. And we don't have an intro for this episode yet, do we?
No, we don't.
No, so if anyone wants to help us with an intro, we'll make one up in the meantime.
That would be cool.
But yeah, what's prompted it is we've got a celebrity on our hands. We should say featuring Julian Martin now. So Julian went on a impromptu trip to watch his beloved Arsenal play in Porto.
First away game.
Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, it was quite the experience. The only downside of it was the result in the end. But who knew what was to come? And that was, I featured on AFTV, first time ever. And it was definitely an experience in itself. All I can tell you is that the team, AFTV team themselves, they're very transparent, very nice. And just open arms, very, very respectful, and I had a great experience just being on there.
Right. So, obviously, I think he invited me to go along. Unfortunately, I couldn't get away from work commitments, and he gave me about 2 days notice.
Well, maybe a little bit longer than that.
Okay.
The weekend before.
Yeah. No, you flew out on Monday. You asked me on Friday, like, hey, can you go?
Yeah.
Well, it's like 2 days. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I tried my best. I looked at flights and times. It just didn't work out.
Well, you could have been on the FTV. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I would have been beaten to death, I think. I've committed that when the next round comes along, provided we get good engagement and Arsenal turn their result around.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. We're going to the next away game, which will probably be in Spain or Germany.
Yeah.
We're very, very likely to either play a Spanish team or German team.
Right. Yeah. So how was the experience? So what was their setup like? How were the people? How were Robbie? Like, tell me a bit about your experience with AFTV.
Yeah, so the first person I saw was actually the camera crew, and they were the ones that were probably situated elsewhere, not in the same area that that Robbie and Julian, the other Julian, not me, and Lee Judges.
The less good Julian.
Good looking, yeah. But so then I noticed the camera crew, and I started speaking to them, and they were very, very nice. I mean, it was just a brief conversation, like, hey guys, are you the camera crew for AFTV? And they're like, yes, we are, and so on. And yeah, and then it just went on from there. Then the first encounter I had with Robbie was actually a very cool one, and he doesn't act like a CEO of a big ass company, because essentially he made AFTV. And it's got over 1.5 million subscribers, so the following is insane. So he was very open with me, and then I went on to speak to Lee. He was the other person that was close by at the time. Then Cecile, I think that's his name, the taller dude, he came in a little bit later. People were just still coming out. But they were the ones that came out last, actually. I think they did that deliberately so that I think they wanted to come across a little bit unnoticed in Porto. I don't think they wanted to have a lot of fire or a lot of hype. So in total,
do you feel like there's I've not
when it comes to away games, yeah, they don't come out when Porto fans are walking past or anything like that.
Are they worried about sort of it?
I think there was a level of that. So for away games, I found this is the first experience I've seen, but they did have a few Porto fans not jump in, but just like say a few words as they were walking past. But they were making sure they set up everything in a way that they wouldn't get any trouble.
Okay, fair enough. So So that's a bit more. What was their setup like? Did they have like a big camera crew? Was there lots of lights, or was it a sort of a bit more down to earth, sort of a camera phone and a couple of mics? Or
So I believe it was a Sony Alpha camera, like it was a legit camera over 2K, and they had they had wireless mic. They've got the AFTV wireless mic and stuff like that. That was all set up. The cameraman had headphones, so he could hear the audio. He could always make sure that it was in check. Also, just before every clip that they started or interview that they started with a person, they would reframe it, make sure everyone was in line, even though they were constantly trying to put me in line. But kudos to him.
Yeah.
So I'm very well. Obviously he had.
you've gotten quite a lot of engagement on your video. I mean,
Yeah.
I've if you guys haven't seen this both on our channel and on AFTV's channel, we've gone quite
a few views,
quite a
yeah.
good few views, and clearly as a newcomer to the scene, you're very popular. I think it's those good looks doing you well.
Potentially, I would like to think that what I said was actually quite valuable.
Yes, I was going to come on to that. So obviously, you guys, you can go back and watch the last 6 episodes. I'm not lying. Julian tends to have very strong opinions that are not normally very well, researched or talked
Yeah,
through. I can tell you were a little bit nervous during your interview, but how do you feel like you came across? To me, you came across a much more, measured and reasonable person, if a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
How would you how would you score yourself?
You could imagine how you go to Robbie. He's just behind the camera when I think it was Lee Judges or Julian. He was being interviewed at the time, and then Robbie's proper concentrating and he's giving feedback to those people who've been interviewing for a while, right? He was actually told Julian to slow down a little bit or whatever. Or no, sorry, speed up a little bit. He needed a bit more fluency. So he's not just ahead. He's giving advice on how to do certain interviews because he's pretty calm and collected when he does his interviews. So I went over to him and I said, "Hey, Robbie, we met earlier. Do you mind if you can give me the chance to be on AFTV?" And then he was like, "More the merrier. You seem like a nice chap." And then he was like, "You want to go straight after?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." And he said, "Nah, don't worry about it. It's chill." And I said, "Cool. It's like you just think on your feet." And I was like, "Ooh, okay." I mean, well, what could they really ask me? I was trying to think through about the whole game, what happened, and so on. I felt like the whole interview was a great experience. I think Cecile, the person who was interviewing me, he was very, very clear, and actually he made me feel comfortable. So
It felt like
Yeah.
they had a very warm feeling. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's odd to describe it, but through the camera, it
Sure.
felt like they were trying to sort of support you through. I know he was trying to line you up, but you were moving
Yeah.
a lot on the camera. I think you were a bit nervous, and you could feel the energy.
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine because I'm standing there, there's a light. They've got a light that's shining on you, right? And then everyone else who's interviewed before, Robbie's looking at you, Lee Judges is looking at you, everyone's looking at you. They're like, "Who's this guy trying to give
Trying to steal the scene, steal the camera.
Exactly, but the thing is, I had quite a few more things to say. But this is my first screening on AFTV, and more to come.
More to
for
come,
sure.
more to come.
Yeah.
Right, so moving on to the game itself. So obviously, I think it was quite a back and forth game from what I was watching. Did it feel like how was the vibe in the stadium? How was
I would
everybody?
say Porto didn't really give us any sort of level of how should I say it? There was no threat. There's no clear threat. Arsenal created more of a threat, but having only one shot on target because we were so bent, the final third was just disgusting by
But
us.
I would argue that from watching the match, it seemed like Porto had the better chances. Maybe less chances in your mind.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the Galeno chance, like where he
And
hit
then
off
he
the
hit the
post,
bar.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah. Okay.
and like they
Yeah,
seemed
they
like
had
they
the
were
better chances for sure, but we were. The thing is, it's funny because Arsenal seem to always like to control the game, and just I've always said like they had Pepe, a 41-year-old. He's getting on, but he seemed like he was very much like still in his prime and able to control Odegaard. We couldn't play through the middle. It was a bit of a struggle, and yeah, it was a hard game away. I have to give it to Porto. They deserved to get something out of the game, and they got something good.
So I was just going to ask you. So obviously, there's been a little bit of pushback in the comments of your video. First comment is from I'm gonna give comment Maka Moriche 3054. Is saying, love how people are blaming Raya. If Martinelli doesn't boot the ball aimlessly and holds onto it, you don't lose the game. What do you feel about that comment?
I saw that actually, and I was actually recording it on my phone at the time. So the ball was actually, there was a counter attack on, and actually it looked like we were going to get that goal, but it was just one of those things. It was a story of Arsenal's night. We couldn't get that final pass off, and I think there was a lot of nerves. Like we were genuinely nervous, and there was no reason to be, because we came back. We have come off of great games. I know obviously Porto is not a Burnley, that's for sure, or a West Ham.
Is that the comments? I feel like somebody else made that comment. Was it one of the other
Someone
AFTV
definitely
logs?
made something like that, yeah. So it's a bummer. So this guy, what he's saying is perfect. Obviously, there's a reply.
And the reply said, I feel like you agree more with the reply, because the reply says, if Martinelli got the pass right, we could have won the game.
Yeah.
His actions led to the game staying 0-0. Raya's blunder led to us losing.
I genuinely think it was Ryan's blunder. I don't think the goal, the actual shot was was a wonder goal that some people might have alluded to, or had said like this douchebag here.
Okay, so the douchebag that Julian's commenting on is a Suhal Jamil 3909. Yeah,
Thanks,
if you comment, be prepared to get called out. Where who goes, Porto did their homework. You sound like it's Porto who got into the Champions League this season after being away for so long. Lol. Surely it's Arsenal who need to play catch up and do their homework on these seasoned Champions League teams. What do you say to this chap?
This guy clearly had something going on when he was writing that, and he clearly took offense, and he didn't like the thumbnail. So I genuinely think Porto did do their homework. We didn't, not properly, that's for sure, and that's why we kind of got stuck in the mud.
So I might be talking a little bit controversial here, so forgive me. But obviously, rival fan here. But from watching the game, it seems to me, if you could not yawn during
Apologies.
it is quite late today. I just thought I'd bring you up on it because we're actually being recorded. But from my opinion, I feel like there might have been a level of arrogance from Arsenal in that. I feel like Porto, the Burnley comment, although a little bit extreme, right? I think speaks from a place of Porto gave you guys a lot of respect. They did their homework. They researched you as a bigger club, quote unquote.
Yep.
As the historic Arsenal who was in the Champions League playing this free flowing football. They understood you were second in your league, in the best league in the world, in my opinion, the Premier League. And so they gave you that respect. They played more defensive than they probably normally would do, right? And tried to hit you on a counter.
And also, they're a different team when it comes to Champions League. Somehow they just come and perform, especially at home. Away, maybe not so much, but at home, they are.
And so speaking on that, do you not feel that perhaps, when I say arrogance, what I meant is, do you feel like Arsenal and Arteta maybe didn't research or look into how Porto plays and which like in part of your interview you talk about how they did their homework on you and knew which side you would attack down. Whereas do you have as purely as an Arsenal fan, do you know anything about Porto's team, how they play, which are their top players?
Well, I mean, I do have a few bits of content that I released on their players, and the guy that actually scored, he's not a bad player at all. Like I mean, some of them are part timers, no disrespect, but they clearly still love the football club and they still play for the football club.
And so this speaks to my point, which is you interviewed a lovely Porto fan. Check out the shorts. And she basically said, like, these are our players and I would take these players as from obviously a biased point of view.
Sure.
But she clearly knew a couple of your players. And I would say prior to that interview, you probably didn't know. And apart from Pepe,
true, yeah.
I probably don't know anyone from Porto. My team wasn't playing
Well,
them.
Diogo Costa is the goalkeeper. I know that guy. So I would say I knew two players initially.
But I feel like they knew your whole team. Like they knew.
They did, and they had a lot of respect for the team. They were like, oh, Odegaard, oh, Martinelli, oh, Saka.
Yeah, and none of them turned up.
No.
Fine.
Well, okay. Before we move on, I just want to say that my interview and what I said on my interview is statistically correct. We dominated the game, but the problem is there's different levels of dominance. You can dominate the game by holding the ball, passing really well, like controlling the game. But the problem is we lacked purpose, which often is the reason why we fall short in
So
not
when
just Europe
So I
but
feel
in the
like
Premier League.
this we'll sort of try and put a hard cut here, and not maybe a hard cut. We'll sort of transition into the next part, which is the next part of conversation, which is the title race. And starting on the title race, so I would say it's a 3 horse race, right?
Yes, most definitely, and that's lovely to see.
And you talked about falling short. So in my opinion, your lack of purpose is driven by a lack of a central target. So watching you guys play, I feel like you need a like you have your goals are shared across your team, right? But you don't have a central figurehead who's going to pull you out of the depths. In not yesterday, but in this game, for example, sometimes you just need that striker that you aim for, and
Yeah.
they're going to be the person
I
who
thought you were
pulls
mainly
through.
talking about our Cam, who was Odegaard, and I think he was
No,
playing
no, no.
really
I
well.
think Odegaard
Like he
has
was the best
there's
player on the pitch.
and there's a stat that says Odegaard has performed the most accurate number of passes.
Yeah,
You've got a
yeah.
brilliant right winger. Your left winger's fallen off a little bit. Your cam position and your CDM position are solid. I'm saying your striker position
Yeah.
is this sort of nebulous unknown quantity.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's Jesus, sometimes it's Havertz.
None of those three. If the thing is, if you merged all three of those players, they would be a very good.
Which three?
Nketiah, Jesus, and Trossard. If you merged all
But-
three of their talents, they would be good. But the problem is they all have their own strengths in different ways, and that's why you need them available. We don't have Jesus.
So you firstly need them available,
Yeah.
but secondly, you need a backup. And we've just gone past the transfer window, and we've had private conversations a lot about how Tottenham have spent a lot, or Manchester have spent a lot, or Chelsea have spent a lot. Well, it's this part of the season where spending a lot comes to fruition. Now, Manchester United might get done with some financial fair play stuff. And Arsenal, unlikely because you guys have done good business. I would say Tottenham as well because they've sold quite a lot of players, although they've bought a lot.
Genuine money.
But I would say your team is still doing. You've almost done the reverse. So my classic point on Arsenal is that you guys always need a CDM. Now you finally did that, and you got Rice, the best, probably one of, if not the best option.
He's
But
done
then
wonders for us.
what you originally always did, you've kind of completely like left out, which is a striker, a striker of substance. Aubameyang, Van Persie. Where's that player in your team? Do you know what I mean?
They literally go and leave us at the wrong time. Well, okay, we got rid of Aubameyang, but Obama blood clot young, but to be honest, he is actually the top scorer.
Shout outs to troops.
He's the top scorer in EFL. It's not EFL, Europa League history. It's crazy, huh?
Okay.
But who cares?
So that's where
We need an Aubameyang.
yeah. So let's do a closeout. So what do you feel like on a scale of 0 to 100? What's your percentage confidence on Arsenal finishing the season?
Finishing the season? They'll finish the season.
Finish the season first. There's only one position that matters.
Yeah. I personally think statistically.
Okay, actually
Or-
no. Do out of 100. So you have
okay.
so you have to split between Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. So what percentage out of 100 would you give Arsenal in that?
I would give them at the moment, if it was before this Porto game, I think my opinions have changed slightly. But then again, maybe not so because Premier League we're doing fine. So I would say I would give.
And a
them
good run of form, unbeaten since the new year in the Premier League.
Yeah, I would give them 30.
Liverpool, first in the league currently, keeping off Man City currently, who dropped a couple of points in their most recent game. Dealing with quite a few injuries.
Yeah.
But every team deals with injuries. It's just part of the course. Looking quite strong. We didn't talk about this when it happened, but Klopp retiring at the end of the season, never to manage in England again, according to himself.
Maybe the best thing for Liverpool.
Maybe. I feel like Liverpool are a very emotionally driven club, and I feel like because of that, this kind of thing would sort of help drive them.
I think that not the fact that they've obviously brought in a lot of players, but they just seem to be playing very differently. And I don't
feel
know
like
how
there's
soon.
a nervousness though. I feel like their last win obviously 4-1, like yeah, good win. But I feel like especially a statement match was the match against you guys where they lost, I feel like that was see, going into that match, I had always said that if Liverpool win,
Yeah.
it's
a big
part.
game.
That's a bit. You guys are out. If Liverpool draw, again, I feel like you guys are out. If you guys win, I feel like Liverpool don't really get that much damage. But I feel like I maybe misspoke, and I feel like actually it did a lot more damage than I thought. So Liverpool felt going into the match, at least to me, felt like this imperious force that like, oh yeah, they're definitely going to win every match. Like no matter what happens, and they're still doing it. They will pull it out in the end, even if they go behind, which they did. But I feel like after losing that game, now going into every match, I'm like, ooh, I'm looking at Nunes and I'm looking at his missed chances, and I'm like, is this going to cost Liverpool a title?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going to move this mic a bit closer to my mouth.
So I just think that this is the first time in a long time. I think we can probably go back around the decade that we've seen something like this in terms of a free horse race. Right now, if we look at the fact that all teams still have to play each other. Actually, hold on, no, I think Arsenal's played Liverpool already, but Arsenal has to play City and Liverpool have to play City. So technically, because of how the points are, either team that wins every game can win.
Yeah. So
that's
okay, so you
pretty
gave
insane.
Arsenal 30%. How
Yeah.
much are you giving Liverpool?
So I'm going to keep it close because the points are close as well, right? So if my maths serves me correctly, I would say I would give Liverpool 35.
So you're giving Liverpool and Man City the same chance because you only have 35 left.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So speaking of Man City are doing Man City things.
Okay, 34, 35, 34, 36
36 to Liverpool.
to City. 36,
So you
34.
think City have the best chance?
I think they still do, yeah.
Okay, so speaking of that, City doing City things. De Bruyne back, Haaland out though. But
Injured again?
no, I think he might have just come back.
Okay,
Because he scored in the last game. But injuries coming back, team getting refreshed, but dropped points recently in their 1-1 draw. What do you think's going on? Do you feel like they're just going to do what Man City do and just be like this unstoppable force? Do you feel like there are frailties in their
Well,
squad?
this time last year they were doing very similar things, but it wasn't a 3-horse race; it was a 2-horse race, and like every other team was kind of out of it, and it very much looked like actually it was a 1-horse race for a very long period of time. Ever since it went from 23 games, I think, to 30, it looked like a 1-horse race substantially. Even you were telling me that 5 to 8 points clear. It was crazy. But obviously, City did have a few games in hand and stuff. But City came through. So I'm thinking this is just a bit of a, just like every champion team, it's something that they're only human. And they're going to come across this. I'm hoping that somehow they continue their bad form a bit longer than
I have to say I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Although I don't particularly want you guys to win, I want you guys to win over City. I don't want you guys to win just because I would probably prefer Liverpool to win as a Spurs fan, unfortunately. So speaking of another title, so I'll just quickly give my scores. I think, you know what, I think Liverpool playing on emotion, I would give them 37. And then I'd give City 36. Which leaves me with how many points left? That gives me what, 73? I'm giving you guys 27. Being a little bit harsh.
Okay.
I feel like just the fact that your squad isn't deep enough with quality
Yeah.
is going to cost you.
And the funny thing is, were we in a better position last year?
Yes. You were 5 points further ahead. I would say, like, credit where it's due. You guys have been tougher this season in terms of grinding out wins and just being a tough opponent to.
But last season we just couldn't lose.
Yeah. So the problem is, I feel like this last season, like you keep doing
end.
this thing, you don't know how to find balance. Basically, last season your offense was your greatest aspect, but your defense was leaking in goals, and so you would lose goals at the end.
Now our defense is the best in the league.
Now your defense is the best in the league, but your offense is lacking, and I feel like yes, you
to
scored
be
a lot
honest,
recently.
Offensively, we're better than average. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no, but I would say that
But lacking for a title.
I feel like Saka, maybe he's coming into it, but I feel like Saka's not on the eye test just doesn't hit the same as he did last year.
Consistently.
Martinelli's definitely not where he was.
But you know what's funny? Stats wise,
yeah,
he has.
but it's not about stats. Yeah. It's about eye test.
Well, tell that to all the people that think that Salah. Shit.
There's a ghost.
Tell that to all the people that think Salah is up there with the best Premier League players because of his stats.
Do you mean Salah?
Yeah, Salah.
Yeah, Salah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would say that's a different argument, but more about. Yeah. Anyways, so let's go into Leverkusen. So Leverkusen pulled it out of the bag today. They beat Mainz.
I think it was. I didn't watch the match, but I've just recently seen that Granit Xhaka scored a goal.
Yes. Which little team? Which team did they find him?
Imagine if he was playing for us.
Do you not feel like you found a replacement in Havertz?
You know what? I never wanted to sell Granit Xhaka because he's probably been like at the forefront of the reason why Leverkusen is doing as well as they are, right?
Yeah.
He's an exceptional player.
I think it's Xabi Alonso, but okay.
Yeah, I know, but like, what you're telling me that Xabi Alonso just turned a mediocre German team around and made them like.
I don't think they were a mediocre German team.
Were they top 4?
I feel they might have been.
I think they were kind of always dropping out of top 4. I could be wrong.
Let's just research. We've got to go to Google Bundesliga
history. Leverkusen
20. Bundesliga 2023, 2022, 23 table. Yeah, they were like sixth.
Yeah, so definitely not a top 4 side.
But historically, they were quite good. They always Havertz came from them.
Yeah.
Florian Wirtz has been there.
Stayed there.
What? Not your biggest? Not
no,
your favorite?
I got to respect because he scored the most goals in Arsenal now. Like compared to how well he did in Chelsea, he's surpassed.
Yeah, but that's not very difficult, is it?
Yeah, well, maybe not. But all I'm saying is Granit Xhaka. I think he would have fitted in to our team still, and I don't know why we got rid of him. But obviously Rice and him might not have got on in terms of like the playing style. Mm-hmm. But congrats to Xavi Alonso. He's doing wonders.
Yeah. Do you feel like he's going to be the next Liverpool manager? I feel like it's written in the stars.
Jesus, 11 points clear.
11 points clear.
Wow, 1 game in hand.
Bayern has 1 game in hand, but Bundesliga only has 18 teams, so they only have 34 games. Yeah. So there's only 11 games left, and they're 11 points clear. So I think they can, if they win 9 of their next, 11, they win, just outright. Wow. And they're allowed 1 draw in that.
Wow, that's crazy.
They're allowed 2 losses and a draw, and they would still win.
That's crazy. Well, but Alonso, yeah, I think it would probably be the best time for him to go to Liverpool because I don't think he'll get a better chance. He may never do what he does. He will potentially achieve with Leverkusen next season. He may not do that.
I agree, and so for me, I feel like it's just so written. It's so well written, like the ex-Liverpool star who's been managed by the best managers in the world. So like Xabi Alonso's resume, right? Mm-hmm. He's been managed by Mourinho, Ancelotti, Benitez, and I think who else did he get managed by? Pep Guardiola.
Oh yes, he did.
At Barca, and now he's an ex-Liverpool legend. Yeah. And now he's going to go back, having won the Bundesliga like Klopp did before going in. He's got a very different, revolutionary style of football. And I watched a match against Bayern. I don't watch a lot of Bundesliga, but I watched the Bayern Leverkusen.
They were running circles.
They were killing Bayern. Yeah, it looked like Bayern were fighting relegation.
Yeah, Leverkusen's playing style is crazy. I don't know what it is with these Spanish managers, right? Arteta, Guardiola. And
love the game,
Alonso.
Man. I think they truly love the game.
It's just somehow they're just taking it a step up. Like other managers just can't compete or they're struggling.
And I don't know what's going on. Do you feel like Harry Kane is just jinxed? Is just cursed?
Where does he went there now? For
I think he stays at Bayern. I think like Bayern won't lose 2 seasons in a row.
Yeah.
I think Tuchel's job is at risk. Although Bayern seem like they're a bit more, a bit not like Chelsea who just fire managers left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Like they might stick with someone after failing for a year. Anyways, we need to move on to a bit more sober news. So Paul Pogba is
Not sure what's
facing
going on with that.
so he's facing a 4-year ban for alleged steroid use.
Blimey.
And
Medical reasons?
he's probably going to say that. He's probably going to say contamination stuff. But I think the narrative we should think about is just what's going on with Paul Pogba.
What's the word that I can use? Fall of
Fall
grace?
from grace?
Fall from grace?
I feel like so Rory also did a video on this today, which is where I pull a lot of my content on. So shout out to Rory Jennings. But it's he was talking about wasted potential, players with wasted potential, and Paul Pogba is like being the poster child of wasted potential. Now the question is, he's won the Serie A, he's won the World Cup, like has he wasted his potential, or do you feel like
I think that he's that type of player that ever since he moved from Juve, he's never been able to replicate.
But his talent was there. Like
His talent was
he
there.
won the World Cup after
He
leaving
just shouldn't
Juve.
have gone to United.
I feel like United was a big fall from grace, but I feel
Yeah.
like that was more of but I feel like he fed into that environment of like toxicity and like player-led clubs and things.
But at the same time, even no, I don't want to bash his personality too much and his mindset. I think whatever changed, something clicked with him
Arrogance?
in the wrong way. Like remember when they were playing Switzerland. I think Switzerland knocked them out in the Euros, right? And Pogba scored a screamer, and he did like this, that dumbass celebration, and just like he was just so cocky, and Switzerland just like it was a quality game, but Switzerland beat them, and he was just like that's just Pogba.
Yeah, I feel like Pogba's always going to be remembered as probably one of the most talented but sort of maybe lacking players who should have like he's achieved well, but like he could have done so much more.
He definitely could have, yeah.
Let's move into into some F1 talk. So preseason started, getting excited. A
Very
couple of
exciting.
Saturday races coming.
Finally, my weekends are going to be a bit more filled.
Hamilton switching to Ferrari. Is he
That's
switching
big.
this season or next season?
Next season,
Next season.
2025.
Bit of a surprising move from my perspective.
You know what? I think that it's one of the greatest moves ever in F1.
And is that because you're a Hamilton fanboy?
Yes, but it's like I wanted it to happen so badly. Like personally, I didn't think it would happen, but I wanted it to happen because just think about this, right? Ferrari were extremely dominant, like next level dominance until Mercedes came, of course, and there was a
Until
little
what science was part of it.
yeah, I would say so. But Schumacher's dominance was the last time really Ferrari dominated to that level. Yes, a couple of years afterward, Massa, Raikkonen, and some and Alonso and so on.
Vettel.
Very close, but just fell short. But imagine Hamilton.
At that time.
Yeah, but also Hamilton going on to Ferrari and they finally come together, pull their beep together, right? And stop making errors. The combination with Leclerc and Hamilton.
Do you not
hands
feel
down,
like they're going
best
to be right?
combination.
I think on paper, yes. Do you not feel like there might be a little bit of like Hamilton historically, when he has a competitive teammate,
Interesting stuff.
bleep hits the fan. Like
Fireworks.
fireworks happen, crashes happen.
But I think Leclerc is so much younger than Hamilton, and I don't know if you've seen the memes and just all the other clips behind it. When Hamilton was in F1 and Leclerc was kind of like a second driver, and there was a clip of him looking at Hamilton and just in awe of him. So obviously that's not going to happen here, but I think there's a lot of respect, a lot more respect than there would be maybe with. Not a lot more, but I think the George Russell and Hamilton sort of partnership, I think George is a bit more savage and a bit more selfish compared to Leclerc.
Do you not feel like that's just because like that's just being a racing driver? And also, do you feel like okay, I feel like Ferrari can't strategize their way out of a toilet. quite honestly.
That's true. That's actually
Like,
very
did you not
true.
watch that video of them doing a recorded pit stop and they still managed to mess up
And you know
a
what?
no pressure situation?
They thought they got away with that. No one saw it, and they re-uploaded it, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I was like, Jesus, are they taking the actual piss out of themselves, or is it actual legit?
So,
Or maybe
do
the
you
guys
not
that they
feel
hired
like
took the piss out of them.
do you not feel like Hamilton's just gone there for like a bit of like retirement glory in like one of the best historic F1 teams? Like, I feel like Ferrari are very, no offense, Italian about this.
Yeah.
Which is they're very flashy, they create a brilliant car at the start. But you know, like, what did I say last season when they started off so well? Or the season before that, what did I say? Ferrari are the type to come in at like. Have you watched anime or like TV shows? You might need to come in slightly this way because we're quite separate on the thing.
okay.
So let's sit in a little bit closer. But do you know on TV shows, right, where you have the like prodigal genius, right, who comes in but he doesn't work hard. He's a bit cocky, like Pogba. And then like you have the main character who's like not as talented, but throughout like the season he basically works harder on himself. He trains every day. He loves the sport. Right, and then at the end he like has a big match with this cocky prodigy and beats him. That's basically Ferrari. Ferrari's that prodigy who's like comes in with this amazing car, brilliantly engineered, wins the first couple of races or like gets the best lap, right? But when it comes to Sunday and it's time to strategize and work hard over a 1 hour lap, like 1 hour race, they basically F up. Somebody forgets a pit stop. Somebody forgets a post, and like their race is over.
I hope. Okay, so the pit stop stuff is out of anyone's hands, unfortunately.
No, it's not. It's in the engineer. It's in the pit stop crew's hands.
But you got to remember the difference. The reason why Massa was actually quite dominant in a Ferrari and almost won the title in 2008, and also why Alonso was actually also somewhat dominant and Vettel wasn't, is because Vettel had an Italian engineer, and he was his new engineer. He didn't bring his engineer over from Red Bull, right? Massa stuck with his engineer throughout his whole career, the same engineer from Williams to there was another team he was at, but also Ferrari, same guy. Exactly what Hamilton's doing. He's bringing Bono over.
Okay.
Bono is not gonna fuck up unless the people behind him fuck up. But I believe, like, you look at Leclerc.
See, I feel like
I think it's going to be different.
I feel like the overall suck of Ferrari is going to outweigh the like.
I think
the
Bono
unsuck from Bono
is going to help Ferrari. I'm serious.
What, Bono from U2?
No, Bono from Mercedes. He's an extremely talented engineer. He's been part of the reason why Hamilton has had the level of success. Like, remember when he said in, out, out. It was a good call, right?
Yeah, okay. Do you remember when Ferrari said in, and the driver's like having a fun?
Well, Leclerc in Monaco, when Leclerc was like, no, man. It was crazy, but no. So I think it's gonna be different because Hamilton's gonna fit right in, and yes, he might have to say some Italian words when he wins, if he wins, hopefully.
Mamma mia,
like
bellissimo, bellissimo, grazie,
with the
grazie.
accent that he has. But no. I don't
Grazie,
know.
grazie.
But even as a neutral, don't you think it's a good move
As a neutral,
for F1?
for F1, I feel like he should have gone back to McLaren.
You reckon?
No, I'm joking.
It wouldn't have had the same appeal.
I don't see any. It's a lateral move. I don't see any benefits or detriments.
Who's in more benefit? Who's in a better position? Ferrari or Hamilton?
Ferrari.
Yeah. Well, their stocks went up quite a bit.
Yeah. So I don't think it's a better move for Hamilton. He's not in a more competitive team or car.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But the thing is, Ferrari
have 2 years to engineer their way into failure.
Ferrari were coming back and almost took over Mercedes in the constructors' title. Almost, yeah. But no, yeah. But no, I mean, Russell didn't go. Russell was behind them. Hamilton's
okay.
Like,
why are you working hard at the end of the season?
Hamilton's brilliance from time to time is what kept
So
him
what
on
happens
top.
in like the middle of the season where they want to go on a summer holiday or something and forget that they're engineers or
To
something?
be honest, they seem to just mess up.
Because I swear to God, like McLaren and Mercedes, like they do this thing called working on the like in the break, which like what does Ferrari do? Go on beach holidays or something? Like do their like engineers?
You know what? We're taking the piss out of them now, which is fair. They deserve it for sure.
I'll believe it when I see it. Like
But I think you you can mess up, you can keep messing up, but one day they're gonna do everyone so hard up the arms
Yeah, for one race.
that we're gonna be like, damn, they've turned the leaf.
Then the next race, they're gonna crash into each other because the
would be
team
funny.
orders. And then I just wanted to I put Kick Sauber here.
Wow,
because
what a name, honestly. Have you seen the car? Some guy in the
looks
comment
so
section was
like-
saying a downgraded Ferrari or something like that. Like in
I
terms
feel
of the
like
colour.
it's a my first car like design. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit like it feels weird to me that like Kick has a like is that sponsored on a team.
It is weird, but Kick is what's Kick again?
Kick is a streaming service. It's like, do you remember like they were like fighting against Twitch basically, and they basically have all of the like
They became big.
the
yeah.
gambling streamers on their thing because they have less rules and stuff.
Hmm.
I don't know. I just thought it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, no?
Yeah, there was another post. Let me see if I can bring it up.
Finish off. We're going to draft a back five from current Premier League players.
Ever, a greatest ever.
No, current
okay,
current
okay,
players.
okay.
So there's 5 positions: goalkeeper, right back, left back, centre backs. Okay,
Yeah.
and you need to be careful
Should
here.
I start?
We'll play rock paper scissors on who starts.
Okay.
Rock paper scissors. One try. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. I'll start.
Nice.
Right. So I'm gonna go in goal for Allison.
The City goalkeeper.
No, Allison.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So you don't have to pick a goalkeeper. You can pick any other position.
Oh, okay, now my
Yeah.
turn. Okay, cool.
So this is a
centre
draft.
back. Saliba.
Saliba. Okay. I will pick right back Carl Walker.
He's not bad. Centre back. Gabriel.
Okay.
Good partnership, no?
Fine. Van Dijk.
Yeah, but I chose 2 centre backs. And you put Van Dijk in left back.
No, we're picking
Okay.
do you want, let's start this section again.
Oh, fuck, I
Okay.
fucked up.
We'll start the section again. We both pick a back five.
Yeah, I thought so. I was like,
Your
what?
back five and my back
was like, why are
five.
we
We're going to say
sharing?
who picks the best back
Oh,
five.
okay.
I'm going to start.
Got it.
Allison.
Edison.
Okay, so you picking goalkeeper. Saliba. Get fucked.
Gabriel.
Okay, Van Dijk. Mate, my back three already. Allison, Saliba, Van Dijk.
Okay.
Are you joking?
And I can't choose Saliba.
No, I've taken him.
See, I didn't know the full rules, man.
What do you
I think
mean
I'm
you're
dead.
drafting?
I think I'm tired. That's why I don't.
I
Get
don't
this.
care.
Oh, we're drafting because we only got the players available. Okay, fine. Kyle Walker.
Fuck you. Who's been playing well this season? I don't know any good right backs other than the ones. Is there any good left backs? Who's a good right back? Other than Carl, I don't think
Tomiyasu.
Trent. No.
Zinchenko. Timber.
No. They have to be current, like so. They have to be able to play. You know what? Udogi left back.
Chelsea?
Huh?
Chelsea?
No, Spurs is left back.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
He's been amazing this season.
Okay. Who's that guy that plays for City? He's black.
You're making me edit so much.
He's got cornrows, and he runs through like he's a striker. He's a winger.
Ake
Okay.
or Doku.
Doku. He's a left back, isn't he?
He's a left wing.
Oh shit. I'll put him in left back. He can do bits.
Okay, that's gonna be your left back. Fine. Then my right back. I mean, I've got pick for the rest of the league best right backs. So I've got what? Robertson, Tomiyasu. Manchester United have Dalot. Who's Spurs right back? Pedro Porro. How did I forget Pedro Porro? He's been playing sick this season.
Yeah.
Is he right back? He's a right back, right?
I don't know.
I think he's
he,
a right back.
He plays at the back somewhere.
Pedro Porro. Who's your left back then?
Oh, Doku.
Oh, who's your right back then?
I said Walker
Walker.
because you can pick. You can
Oh,
pick
fine.
Walker.
So wait. So who's your back? Who's your team then? Are you still missing a centre back? Because I
So
went first.
Edison,
Edison.
Walker, Doku, Gabriel, and there was one centre back I didn't pick.
Fine. Who's your centre back then?
Who plays next to Stones for C?
Walker. Oh no. Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz.
Okay. Fine. It's been pretty terrible this season, but
Yeah,
okay.
it's been okay.
So what? So what's your back five again?
Edison,
Edison.
Walker, Gabriel,
Ruben Diaz.
and Doku.
Doku left back. That's wild to me. And I've got Allison, Udogi, Pedro Porro, Van Dijk Saliba. I think I win this one.
Only because you added Saliba. Apart from that, you don't win it.
And also because I have a left back at left back.
Yeah, that's true.
Fine. Do we try? I don't know. This was quite fun.
It was, yeah.
Do we want to pick? How about we do?
Wingers.
No, we can do a. I'm trying
Front
to pick
four.
5 position. A front 5.
From 5, okay.
Wait, a front 4? We can do a front 4.
Yeah, front
Okay, so we're gonna
Well, two
pick.
strikers, two wingers.
Well,
Or-
we could do cam, striker, left wing, right wing.
Okay, cool.
So we're gonna. So we'll start the section again. Next, let's try to pick our best front 4. So you can pick whatever front 4 you want, actually. So you can pick 4 strikers, but that's going to be obviously quite, no pace on the wings. So I went first for the defenders. You can go first for the attackers.
I'm going to go with Haaland
Okay,
as a striker.
fine. De Bruyne.
Nice. Mo Salah.
God damn it! I was hoping you were gonna have a brain fart and forget Salah.
No, I can't.
Saka.
Trossard.
Trossard.
Left wing.
Trossard for left wing.
Yeah. That's his prime position. They don't play him in that position.
I don't care where he plays.
He's a really good winger. Did you not see that skill he did against Liverpool, the Liverpudlians?
I don't think I care.
And he ran down the
I
left
actually don't
wing
think I care
and
though.
he scored.
I actually don't think I care though.
That's crazy.
Son.
Trossard's better than Son this season.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
How many goals have Trossard had?
I think more than Son.
I'm gonna look this up right now.
Go for it.
Trossard goals Premier League. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, this season.
Yeah, this
I think
season.
it's like 4 or 5.
This season. So 21 appearances, 7 goals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Okay. Son. And bearing in mind, Son was out for the Asian Cup.
Yeah, he might have done more actually. But yeah, he's done more.
He's got 12 goals, bro. He's nearly got double your
Yeah,
number
but
of
you know
goals.
what? Your strikers doesn't do anything, so he has to step up.
But
That's
he,
why.
why are you thinking I'm putting him as a striker?
Yeah,
He's
winger.
my left winger.
Yeah, of course, he's a good winger. But I would say Trossard is more skillful than Son, but Son has more experience in the Premier League. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he just gets the job done a bit better. He's a bit more consistent.
Okay.
All right, and then I would say Cam Odegaard.
Your team's pretty good. I need to pick a striker or a left wing. Who's the best left wings in the league other than Trossard, apparently? Grealish?
But I swear he hasn't been playing for City, has he?
Who's City's left winger? Doku. Like you said previously, Doku. I'll have Doku.
Doki's good.
Yeah, I'll have Doku. I'll have Son as my striker.
Okay.
Fine. So what was your front four again?
So my one was Haaland, Mo Salah,
See, those two just kill me.
Odegaard. Look, imagine Odegaard.
I can't believe I let you
assisting.
get Salah and Haaland.
How does Odegaard assist his? Imagine this was FUT. The link between Odegaard and Haaland, just two Norwegians at their best. Right?
Whatever.
And then you got Mo Salah and then you got the guy on the left, Trossard.
The guy on the left.
Yeah.
Fine. I mean,
Alexander
like, I feel
Trossard.
like my wingers are probably comparable, actually better.
Well, Mo Salah.
Well, okay. So you're saying Salah's clear above Saka, yeah? Is that what you're saying?
No, I would say overall yes.
But I'm saying this season though.
Last season, no, and this
I
season.
don't even know why I'm trying to fight this, man. You've
This
clearly won this
season-
one because like you've
yeah,
got Haaland and Salah.
Yeah.
Like let's just quickly run through mine. What Saka, Son,
Yeah.
Saka, Son, Doku with De Bruyne.
Yeah,
Actually,
this-
you know what? De Bruyne pulls my team up quite a bit.
It does. It does. You have a good team. Like the thing is, imagine De Bruyne assisting Saka. Saka would score every time almost.
Fine. And then should we do midfield as well?
Sure.
So are we picking a C? So let's draft our best CMs. Oh no, let's draft our best central midfield players. A cam, a CDM, and 2 CMs. So 4 players. Let's rock paper scissors for who goes first on the last one. Then rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot.
I'm
Go
so
first
bad
again.
at this game.
Do I go for the one that would hurt you the most? Or do I go for the one that I think is actually probably the best midfielder? I don't know if you're going to go for the one you should go for, but I'm going to go for De Bruyne. I just want to have the best midfield. So I'm going to go for De Bruyne as my cam.
I'm gonna go for. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Odegaard.
Odegaard. Yes, you didn't go for the one I said you
I
should
know
have.
what you were gonna.
Rice for my CDM.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna go with. Who's that guy? Who's City's CDM?
Rodri.
Yeah, 100%. Like
Not this season,
no, but still, he's got a shot and a half on him.
but have you
If
seen?
Rodri,
But this season,
but even this season, he saved.
he's been sent
City.
off twice
Yeah, that's true. But
and
he-
suspended.
even how bad he's been playing. Well, he hasn't even played that bad.
Compared to his own standards, I feel like
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
been doing pretty poor.
I would say Rodri. Like overall, Rodri.
Now I need to pick somebody who's like a bit of an end. So, no, I'm going to use Rice as a central midfield, not a CDM. And then in CDM, who am I going to pick in CDM? I need someone big and strong who can sort of command the midfield. Actually, you know what? Wild shout. I'm going to pick Trent Alexander-Arnold in my midfield.
Yeah, he can do well. He's proven that.
He's versatile. He's got brilliant passing range.
Yeah.
He acts as my other CM. So far I've got De Bruyne, Rice, and Trent.
And I've got Odegaard, Rodri. On the left, I would say Dominic Soboslai.
I knew you were gonna pick him.
And then on the right, I
It's
would
not your
say. Oh shit! Hopefully, you don't take the guy that I want.
I need a CDM. Who's your CDM? Rice.
Rodri.
No, as in Arsenal's.
Oh,
Do I
okay.
pick Basuma? No, he's not really like strong enough. Do I pick Caicedo? No. Who's another good CDM in the league? I'm just gonna
United.
cheat. United CDM sucks. Who's United CDM?
The Real Madrid dude, no?
Huh?
Real Madrid dude.
What, Casemiro? Not this season. Premier League. This is going to show lack of knowledge. Caicedo, no. Højbjerg, no. Basuma, Partey.
Why is Partey?
Fuck, Rodri's
Shit.
there.
No, to be honest, Partey when fit, he's a good stadium. He's a good
Oh,
choice.
you know who? Maybe Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wolves. Wait, is go second? Who's second? Oh,
Of course
okay.
it is Rice. Yeah, I'll go with Bruno Guimaraes. Actually, no. You know what? No, I've got it. No, I've got it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put Rice back into CDM, and then in
pissed.
central mid, I'm going to go with Bernardo Silva.
You bitch, man. I was gonna go for that guy, and I don't know why I believed you won't think of him. He was my guy, man. Bitch.
I forgot. Right. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed these parts. There's going to be a lot of editing towards the end because I've forgotten who I picked in midfield. If I
So we
didn't,
clearly won. I won that one.
no,
that
I'm
reason.
pretty sure I won because I took your Rice and Bernardo Silva,
Well, Rice,
and
I
I
don't care,
have
but Silva kind of.
and I have De Bruyne.
Yeah, you do.
So, regardless, I think I win.
You definitely do. Yeah.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next time, and tell us what you think about his performance on Arsenal Fan TV.
Yeah, have a look at it. Have a leave a comment, leave a like, and let
Yeah.
me know if you
And
are
we'll
against.
call you out, by the way. If you chat shit, get
Yeah,
banged.
Get banged for sure. And listen, do your homework.
Yeah, because Arteta clearly didn't.
Yeah.
Right. Peace.
Peace.